Happy New Year! Welcome to All Things Woman, where we discuss femininity, womanhood, and I give you overall life advice. If any of that interests you, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so that you're aware when I post a brand new video. Welcome to the first day of 2025. It is January 1st, and I feel like this is a perfect time to have a live chat with you all. I know it's the first day of the year, so a lot of people are just taking it easy. I am taking it easy myself, hence the reason why I have my Hello Kitty on. But yeah, let's live chat. Let's do a chat just to catch up and see how everyone is starting the brand new year. I hope everyone had a safe new year. Happy New Year, Sherelle. How are you? I hope everybody had a wonderful new year. My kids and my husband and my children are with my mother-in-law. So they're texting me. So excuse me. We're here. Okay. And those texts, Happy New Year. Everybody's saying Happy New Year. That's still coming in. So forgive me if you hear a lot of texts in the background. But I just wanted to hop on and say Happy New Year and just catch up. It is my goal for 2025 to try to go live more often. I really love just doing the content, making the videos and posting them. But as the community grows, I'm almost at 12,000 subscribers, which I absolutely appreciate you all. Even those of you that come on here, not necessarily to get the information, but just to kind of lurk and see what's going on here, I appreciate you too. I appreciate the people that are sitting back watching my videos like, who she thinks she is. I appreciate you all also. So thank you. And thank you for the watch time. Thank you for the good compliments. Thank you for the opposition, because that truly helps me to grow as a content creator. That helps me to better be able to discuss some of the topics that I talk about, and it also gives me more content. So I appreciate you all, even those of you who don't agree with the content. But how are you all liking the content? This is pretty much like a Q&A, any questions you might have, any topics you want to discuss going into the new year. Is there something that I spoke about that you wish I went into more detail? Really now is like the time to just, tell me what you think and what would you like to discuss more so in 2025. I know jealousy was really a topic that I stayed on for the latter part of the year, because I really felt compelled to talk about jealousy because it's a heavy spirit. It's a heavy thing that a lot of women deal with. Dealing with envy and jealousy and animosity and tension from other women. That is something that a lot of women go through. And I know it's a sore topic. It's a topic that can be uncomfortable for many people. And it can also shed a light on some people that don't want the light shed on them. There are some people that struggle with jealousy. And if you're a person that struggles with jealousy, these videos are not meant to put anyone down. It's meant to protect the women who are minding their business, living their lives, and still have to deal with this kind of opposition from other people. So when I speak about jealousy and envy, a lot of people looked at that as, oh, you're being narcissistic. Oh, you're being egotistical. You think everything, everybody is focused on you. And the first mistake with those kind of comments is that they personalized the message. They made it about me. This is not an open diary channel. I relate to all women. I strive. Hey, Destiny, how are you? Happy New Year to you. I strive to relate to the women who identify with the subject at hand. And if that doesn't apply to you, that's fine. But this channel, this specific topic of jealousy and envy and how to protect yourself, that is for the women who, have walked into stores, walked into workplaces, walked into, family functions, and everybody's giving her the skunk eye. People are not really talking to her like that. She's being excluded from different things, not because she did anything wrong, but simply because people are jealous. And I know a lot of people, especially women, really don't want to realize that if somebody just sees you, they're looking at you, and they automatically don't like you, and you didn't do anything, and you are a beautiful woman, or you're at least attractive woman, you keep yourself together, you're kind, you treat people well, and women still don't like you, It's because they're jealous. I know that's a hard thing to grapple with. But if somebody dislikes you for no reason, and I'm not saying you don't click with someone, because there's a difference between not clicking with someone and you just don't click. That's not necessarily jealousy. But a woman who does not know you, she sees you, she looks at you, she stares you up and down, she gives you the skunk eye. It's her job to make you feel as uncomfortable as possible, and you did nothing to her, and you're being kind. That is jealousy. I know a lot of people don't want to realize that, but that is jealousy. And it doesn't always have to do with how you look, it can be the spirit on the inside of you. So I know that's been a very sore topic for a lot of women. I had a comment of someone saying, a lot of this sounds like egotistical talk, and it is not of God. Well, jealousy and envy and being a hater, that's not of God either. This is not ego, this is facts. When you can observe your surroundings, and it's not that you're worrying about, and these are another comments. I'm just really thinking about some of the comments I got, and I focus on the comments sometimes because it feeds the content. So sometimes I will look through and actually read some of the long, drawn out comments because I really want to see where some women's head is at. And that helps me to better make more content. But one woman said, yeah, a lot of this sounds like egotistical talk. If nobody is attracted to you, but they're still jealous, they could be jealous of you because you're a chosen one, not because people are attracted to you. Nobody's attracted to me, and people are still jealous. That right there showed me that number one, if nobody is attracted to you, nobody's drawn to you, and that's not an issue for you, that's perfectly fine. But that is not the case for a lot of women. And I think a lot of women, the mistake they make is thinking that they are like special in of themselves, like it's just about them. Just because it's not happening to you doesn't mean it's not happening to somebody. And this is all things woman. So this might not be an issue for you, but it very well could be an issue for someone else. Hi, Miss Harrington, how are you? You're welcome and thank you for being here. It might not be an issue for you, but it could be an issue for somebody else. A lot of the things that I talk about, a lot of the things I discuss, a lot of the topics I get into, these are things that I've either observed or I had to go through myself. I learned the hard way. These are things that I wish I had a female in my life. I had a mother figure, an auntie figure to kind of teach me these things. And I kind of saw these things a little bit due to the women that I were around, but it wasn't anybody really teaching me how to be a woman, how to interact with women who treat you this way, how to recognize these kind of behaviors and know that it's not you, how to still be confident and bold and feel good about yourself, even in the midst of women who are trying to make you feel bad. And I had another comment of someone saying, nobody can make you feel anything. You can't control other people. Absolutely correct. Nobody can make you feel anything. It's like, this is the way I read it. When I read that comment, I imagined them saying, nobody can make you feel anything. Like I imagine the neck popping and head bopping and everything, because you know how we get. And I'm like, well, that is absolutely correct. As I'm reading it, nobody can make you feel nothing. But if nobody can make you feel anything, it's not going to negate the fact that sometimes you might feel uneasy. You might feel uncomfortable if you haven't been taught to disregard the negativity, envy, jealousy, and misery of other women. You very well can let your emotions get out of whack due to somebody else's negativity. And it is my job on this channel to encourage women that even in the midst of dealing with wolves, dealing with people who are trying to make you feel uncomfortable, you still have to stand strong and resilient and be confident in yourself. And the way you can do that is when you recognize these negative, wicked, toxic behaviors in other women. So absolutely. And a lot of the comments I get, they are, correct. Nobody can make you feel anything. But if you are not there yet, which a lot of us have to grow into that, you have to mature, especially some of the younger women who are in their late teens, early 20s, right before you get to that 30 mark. The 20s are like kind of the proving ground. And that's really the beginning of your womanhood. And if you're around other women and you have not been taught that a lot of women are straight up hyenas, a lot of women are straight up bullies, a lot of women like to intimidate and make other women feel like they are less than they are. If you haven't been taught, if you've never been through it, there can literally make you sick. Some men feel they have to humble you. Yeah, if you've never been through these things, and yes, a lot of women have never been through these things, or a lot of women have experienced or are experiencing jealousy and envy, and they're thinking that it's something wrong with them because nobody is telling them that sometimes women can just be straight up bullies. Sometimes women can have that mean girl spirit, and it's nothing that you did, it's something wrong with them, not you. A lot of women have never been taught that. So they go through their lives, feeling depressed, feeling down, not as confident. And what happens? What do they say? Misery loves company. And if you don't recognize that a lot of women can be haters, men and women alike, but I'm talking about women right now. If you don't realize that a lot of women can be jealous, envious, and haters, you will go through your life thinking that you have to conform and be how they are in order to get along. And the reason why I created this channel and I've been talking about this subject so much, because a lot of women feel like the envy and jealousy that they get from other women is somehow their fault. And it is not. Some women believe that it's something wrong with them, their character, that's causing women to be jealous and envious of them. And when you don't realize that some people have their own struggles with jealousy and envy and they have insecurities and it's not about you, when you realize that, you will continue to be that confident, kind, sweet woman that you want to be. But if you don't recognize this stuff, you will fall for all kinds of traps. You will be friends with women who are preying on your downfall. You will be friends and be in close proximity to even family members who don't even really like you. They might love you because that family tie, but they, a lot of our family members, they come at us the most. And a lot of women, a lot of people don't want to recognize this kind of thing because it's uncomfortable. It's awkward to talk about. Absolutely. Like I posted in the community tab, these are often topics that a lot of people, just sweep under the rug. So you just go through life thinking, I don't know why she acting like that, but I'll try to be nice to her. No, we're not strategizing trying to make nobody like us. We're not strategizing trying to figure out how we can strategically tiptoe around other people. We recognize people for who and what they are and act accordingly. That's the reason why I speak about jealousy and envy so much, because long story short, women can be absolute horrible to one another. Not all women. There are a lot of women who love other women, who want to have a sisterhood, who want to have friendships, who want to be there to encourage and love on and do all those fun, girly things. Have a woman she could reach out to and say, these kids are getting on my nerves today. I need to go to lunch. You want to meet me? Those kind of things. But a lot of women don't have that. Happy 2025 free. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. There are a lot of women that don't have that sisterhood because they can't trust women. Because just as soon as they smile in your face, they're talking behind your back. Now, women, God created us in a way where we are kind of, we can have that little cattiness about us sometimes. We are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. I'm not talking about perfection. You're going to have women. I have been guilty of certain things. I'm not perfect. I repeat, I'm not perfect. I have been guilty of seeing women and being like, here she come. And a lot of times it's not for no reason. These are people I've already had interaction with. So I already kind of know what it is. But I've never been the kind of person that would just see a stranger and say, I don't like her. Like, I'm a very much a benefit of the doubt kind of person. I love you, I like you until you give me reason not to. But there are some women who just, she's looking cute. She thinks she's somebody. It's like, it's a weird thing. And I thank God the older I get, I'm almost 40. So I don't really worry about these things. And best believe, a lot of the things I talk to you all about, these are things I have experienced. But right now, at the phase I'm in, I'm enjoying my coffee, talking to the internet, about to eat my breakfast that I've done heat up. I've heated it up like 4 times. But this is not about me. This is the things I wish my mother would have taught me. These are the things I wish a resilient feminine woman would have taught me. I wish I had that kind of woman in my life to kind of show me how things are out here in the world amongst women, how sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. So that's why I talk about jealousy and envy. I love you. I just started watching lately. You have taught me things about women. Tracy, I appreciate you. And I'm so happy you're here. And I'm happy that a lot of you are getting, value from this content because, like I said, this topic here, this is a little raw, this is a little bit like, people don't want to talk about these kind of things. And I think the more that you know, the more you can protect yourself. Hey, Daniela, how are you? Happy New Year. I tell my daughter, and it's not about paranoia. I want to make that very clear. Talking about these things is not about paranoia. It's not about looking at all women like they're the enemy. I can't trust you. It's so that you know who and what you're dealing with. And it's to guard yourself. See, looking at a lot of the comments too, I can tell that a lot of women are accustomed to putting other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions before their own. You're accustomed to making everybody feel good no matter how you feel. And on this channel, I do not teach that we make Happy New Year love watching your videos. Oh, thank you so much. And I'm glad you're really loving the videos. A lot of you are accustomed to putting your own feelings aside, putting aside how you feel about things in order to make other people happy. I can tell that by the comment section. Oh, that's just pride. Oh, that's just ego. You think you're a narcissist. When you don't have self-love and self-worth, you look at putting your own mental and physical and spiritual well-being as somehow selfish, egotistical, narcissistic. Happy New Year to you, Chica. How are you? Like your book cover. Thank you. Yeah, that book cover. I think you're talking about the latest one. The latest one. Oh my goodness, girl on girl wars. Jealousy amongst women. I hope you all got that book. But yeah, as I was saying, a lot of you are accustomed to putting your own feelings, thoughts, and emotions on the back burner to make other people happy. And I'm not mad at you because I used to be the same way. I was literally programmed to believe you're too sensitive. Why are you worrying about that? She's not, they didn't mean it that way. She didn't mean it that way. He didn't mean it that way. I grew up with people constantly trying to gaslight me into believing that it was something wrong with me, that the way I was perceiving things was wrong. And because of that, I was always trying to fix myself when actually, not saying I'm perfect, but what I was seeing was actually real. Like this woman really was a bully. This person really was. Hi, Hoda. Happy New Year. Doing what you do yesterday during the New Year's Eve party. Inviting me to jealousy. Yeah, I mean, when you get around a whole group of women, there's always going to be at least one that's, skunk eyeing and, eyeing you, sizing you up. There's going to be at least one. But I was programmed to believe that I have to adjust myself in order to make other people be okay with me. That somehow they were staring me up and down and talking to me disrespectfully because it's something wrong with me. That's the way I was programmed. Like, okay, you don't want to provoke them to jealousy. Only as I got older did I realize that you don't have to be doing anything wrong for somebody to absolutely dislike you and be jealous of you. Actually, you could be doing everything right. And because of that, people will hate you. People will dislike you. Do you let this stop you from living your life? No. And going into 2025, I'm going to be discussing how you move through life as a woman despite somebody's jealousy, despite somebody coming at you and looking at you. Because women, they try to intimidate other women from going after the things they want to go after in life. They try to intimidate jealous women, try to intimidate other women from pursuing their goals and being confident because they're not confident. But yes, I was very much taught that, it's something wrong with you. Maybe you need to, do this so they will talk to you more. Once you go over there and try to be with the crowd. Not until God showed me, girl, you don't need that crowd. I don't want you with them. You're set apart for something else, something better. They're problematic. You don't need that drama. You don't need those issues. Not saying every woman who is, loud and whatever, it's not about your personality, it's about the spirit. If you're a jealous, envious, toxic woman, that's absolutely something that all of us need to protect ourselves from. And let's not get started on the jealous men. And I've seen a lot of comments, and the reason why I didn't touch on jealous men as much, it's because this is all things woman. I believe that there are a lot of people out there talking about different topics in regards to men. But yes, you have jealous men. Jealousy of men toward women, that is like at an all-time high. The humbling spirit that men have, we're here. Allow me one moment. I must text my daughter back. Okay, sweetie. Enjoy. Yeah, that humbling spirit that a lot of men have toward women, that's a very much real thing. Yeah, you have insecure men. Women are so driven in so many different areas of life. We're starting businesses. We are about our money. We are about our fitness. We are about just keeping ourselves together as women. And if you're dealing with a man who has no ambition, and I'm not saying every man is highly ambitious. There are a lot of men who, they do what they're supposed to do as men, but they don't want to own the company. They don't want to be the president. They want to make sure their family is fed and taken care of, and that's good enough for them. And that's okay. But you have some men who don't even want to do the bare minimum, and they get jealous of women who require them to at least do the bare minimum. And when a woman is more strong-willed and she has more ambition than a man who is jealous, that will deem problematic, especially if you're in a relationship with that kind of person. Yeah, jealousy amongst men toward women, that's a real thing. Even in the workplace, you have some men that have issues, taking instruction from women. And while I believe traditionally in relationships, men are the leaders. They should take the lead. You do it. I'm your helpmate. I believe that. But when it comes to business, when it comes to, networking and things like that, a woman very much can be a leader. And you have some insecure men that can't handle that. They try to humble women at any chance they get. They say things to you like, oh, so you think, and it might not even have anything to do with what you're talking about. You might be talking about something pertaining to the job and say, hey, okay, can you make sure you do this report for me? I need you to send it by 5 o'clock. And he'll say, okay, I'll do that. No problem. I got a degree too. What in the world does that have to do with you sending her the report? Why did you feel the need to tell this lady that you have a degree too? Because he's insecure and he feels threatened in the presence of her. So he has to remind her, I'm smart too. I know these things too. You got some men that are like that. You got women that are like that, but you got some men that are like that too, where they got to remind you, I'm not dumb. Like, I know too. And you might not be doing anything wrong. You're just being yourself. And this is where making sure you're in the relationship with the right type of man comes in. Forgive me if I sound more nasally than usual. My daughter was sick and she passed that on to me. So I feel like I'm talking through a cloud right now. So forgive me. I hope the message is still being relayed. Say it again for that. Look, a lot of men are very jealous toward women. And if you're dealing with a man who at least won't just let you be great, if he's not as ambitious as you, at least support you. And you have some men that don't even want to do that. You have some men that are so jealous and envious, they expect for you to dumb yourself down. Thank you, Miss Terry. I appreciate that. I feel good, like physically. It's just I'm all congested here. And I know I'm not probably going to be in here long because I feel it getting worse and worse. Oh, I can't stand this. But yeah, jealousy and envy from men. Oh, yeah. When they see you doing things that they wouldn't even dare try to do, instead of looking at you and admiring that, and especially if you're with them or you're a family member, they'll look at you like, oh, so you're like this now. Oh, this is what you're doing now. So you think you up here now. Those kind of things. And those kind of things we were taught to overlook as if, he just joking. You know how he is. Yeah, I know how he is. You do that over there. Not to me. And I can't stand that. I don't know about you all, but I can't stand that excuse of, you know how they are. You know how it is. They don't mean no harm. Actually, when I come around you, it's the wintertime, absolutely. Actually, when I come around you, I feel uneasy. You disrupt my peace because you always have something smart to say. At least balance that out with something positive. And you could tell if somebody's joking because they'll say the little stuff. I'm not saying people can't say jokes. I'm not a stiff here where everything has to be so serious. Respect me, I'm the queen. It's not about that. It's about not trying to be slick because we know. That's what it is. And it's okay that you know, because that way you could guard yourself and not be in the presence of haters. I mean, I don't know how else to say this. There are some people that, they mean exactly what they say. I remember situations I was in, and you'd happen to notice something and you say something about it and they say, well, she didn't mean it that way. No, she meant exactly what she said, and now she's trying to backtrack because she thought I was too quiet and too nice to recognize what was said. Yeah, there are a lot of women who go through those kind of things. Justify, exactly. They try to justify, exactly, Bisha. They try to justify other people's behavior. It's like, come on. That's why when women, as they get older, they tend to become more inclusive to themselves. They're just like, you know what? If I have a few friends, I'm fine with that. If I can get around like-minded women that think the way I do, have the same goals, support the things I do at least, boys will do it. Yeah, they'll take responsibility. Oh, yeah. Jealous men, it's always somebody else's fault. Always. It's always your fault that they couldn't accomplish or do or be whatever they wanted to be. Or, God forbid, if you act like, if this is the one thing I've noticed about men in general, not just with jealousy, but in general, the moment you get focused on yourself, that's when they get some act right. In every area, not jealousy, envy, ambition, just in general. And that's why I also encourage women, focus on yourself. Focus on becoming a better version of yourself. Focus on your goals. Focus on your looks. Focus on your health, your health, your health. Going into the new year, every woman needs to focus on her health more. I used to be the kind of woman that would put off doctor's appointments because I got to go to work, because the kids got this. I got to do that. I got to reschedule. No, you go to your doctor's appointments. But yes, men like to, try to make women feel like they need to scale themselves back when they're not ambitious. Jealous men will do that. And they will also, God forbid, if you're getting attention from other men and women, not just men, but people in general, you could tell if a man is jealous when you start making an impact in the lives of other people and he can't handle that. When he sees you becoming a woman, like, and this is the one thing, I'm sorry, my thoughts be all over. When you're with a man and he doesn't want to acknowledge the fact that you've changed, that you're growing, and he tries to stunt your growth by telling you you're doing too much, by trying to hold you back from different opportunities, that man is a jealous and he needs to fix himself and you need to run. Even if a man is not ambitious, a good man, a decent man will support you in your endeavors, especially when it's something good. A man who is secure, he might not have the same interests as you. He might not care about business or anything, but he will support you. I know for a fact, if I told my husband, honey, you know what? I want to build a jet and I think I need this kind of rocket fuel to get us there by summer, my husband will be like, well, just let me know. He gonna look at me like I'm crazy, but he gonna say, just let me know what type of rocket fuel I got you. I got you, okay? Let me know when you plan to do this. I told my husband about this channel and how I want to start doing conferences eventually. I feel like I'm going that direction. And he looked at me and he was surprised, but he's like, so where do you think you're going to do this? Downtown, where are you going to do this? And he started talking about it. My husband, he's not the business type of person, own the conglomerate. He's to take care of your family and make sure everybody's okay. But he supports what I need to do. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that to say that your man should at least be supporting you. And this is another thing that a lot of women have not been taught, that the man in your life, he offers you money, providing, provision. Those are the basics. I know there are a lot of channels talking about how men are supposed to have money and all of that. Those are the basics. Yeah, that goes without saying. If he can't take care of you comfortably, or at least make sure your bare needs are met, that's not somebody you should be with. That's the basics. Let's get past that. He should respect you. And a lot of women are with men who don't respect them because they've been taught that, well, at least you got the card, girl. You got the credit card. You got everything you need. But he's cheating on you. He doesn't love you. He doesn't respect you. He doesn't talk to you the way he's supposed to. See, on this channel, I build women of standard. We build up our standards so that we know what to tolerate and what not to tolerate. That's literally how it is on this channel. And I know a lot of people, they're not used to, when you talk about femininity, they're accustomed to women being like, so today we're going to do this and do that. And like I said, I love girly girl things. But I know you can't even get to the point of enjoying those kind of things until you get your mind right. Until you understand that you have to protect yourself from some people who just want to stunt your growth. You cannot grow in the midst of chaos. Women, especially much older women, have given me terrible relationship advice. I ghosted them. Oh, yeah. Because a lot of women are giving you their experience, be it negative or positive. But for me, I don't really like to take a lot of advice from women who have had a lot of negative experiences with relationships. If you have not been able to make relationships last, you might be able to tell me what not to do. It's what we see in our childhood. Absolutely stuff with me, what we see in our childhood too. And if you're not resilient enough to overcome that, you absolutely will fall victim to the same toxic behavior that my mom put up with, auntie put up with. You absolutely will. You will think arguing, cussing, fighting, abuse, you'll think all of that is normal. It is not. A man is supposed to love you, show affection towards you. He's supposed to put you first in his life, first before his mother. Absolutely. I know that's controversial. But yeah, first before his mother. He's supposed to love his mother, honor his mother, respect his mother. My husband, when he told me this morning, you know what? I'm going to go spend time with my mom. I haven't seen her in a while. It's the beginning of the year. I'm going to spend time with her. When he said that, I lit up. Because a man who loves his mom and wants to be there for his mom, that is a respectable man. But baby, if there's something wrong with me right now, you're going to have to come back here and take me to the hospital or be here with me. Because I'm the first priority. That's the way that goes. And I know that sounds crazy to some people. Like, well, he's with his mom. You can't. Your wife comes first. But I digress. But a man who loves and is there for his mother, his siblings, all of that, oh yeah, that's a respectable man because it says something about his character. It says something about how he'll treat you. But a lot of you don't understand that. And I talk about those kind of topics because I know a lot of women don't understand that. The men that I were raised around, exactly, stop ignoring those red flags. The type of men I were raised around, my father, God bless him, I love him. And my father took care of us, but he was rough. And when it came to women, not to put all his business out there, but my dad is what they would call, he used to be a playboy, okay? So I saw how my dad was, and I'm like, this don't make no sense. It makes no sense. I was 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and I'm just like, I'm hearing about things I shouldn't be hearing about. A man will not do that to me. I'm not going to put up with that. I just saw some things. So I didn't have that example either. Not until I got older and started realizing I had the mentality, I'm going to play you before you play me, number one. When I was a teenager, I had that mentality. I don't take no men seriously. I'm just having fun. You can take me out. We go eat. We have fun, whatever. When I met my husband, that's when it's like, okay, you want me to do what? Huh? It's like a woman will submit to the right man. Like a woman will literally get serious with the right man. But a clown, a dusty, a man that doesn't respect you and that's sleeping with everything, no. And for the life of me, this brings me to the point of women subjecting themselves to the opinion and allowing themselves to be scrutinized by men. A lot of these shows, such as Pop the Balloon, and some of these channels even on YouTube, where women willingly subject themselves to the opinion of men. I'm not saying that respectable men don't have something to offer to women. But when you are turning to a man and allowing whatever he thinks of you to become your standard of who you are, that is not a wise woman. Stop turning to these men and these channels and these call-in shows and these TV shows and standing before men who need to get themselves together and asking them how you should be as a woman. A lot of the men that you call into these shows and all of that, they are planting their seeds all around the community, all around the nation. They are not the men that you should be subjecting yourself to and asking them what they think about you. You are worth more than that. Good morning, Teresa. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Thank you for being here. Yes, stop calling in asking these men who got 3 and 4 baby moms and can barely hold down a job, how would you rate me? Every time I see a woman ask a man, would you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate me? What is my market value? All these kind of things. It's so foolish. Like, how would you? I'm sorry, my husband is texting me and they're on their way back. Lovely. Okay, sir. All right, sir. Yeah, how would you rate me on a scale of 1 to 10? Stop asking these men to rate you. Your own self worth, your own value is what matters most. The way you see yourself, the way God sees you, most importantly, is what matters the most. But yes, as women on this channel, it's so much deeper than just jealousy, envy. It's about having a standard and really knowing who you are as a woman. And a lot of women don't know that. These red pill men are troubled and raggedy and have no honesty. I mean, a lot of these men, I look at some of these channels and I'm like, why do women care about what they think? Why do women call them? Like, who made them like a standard? As in said, like, who gave them a right to judge a woman? They're messy. And I'm not saying that even people with a sordid past can't offer something, but as women, we really have to value their clowns. Yes, I believe that. And I'm not calling it nobody's show, calling them a clown, but I just see what it is and it's like, come on. But ladies, you have to have a standard for yourself. And when you have a standard for yourself, you will have a standard for how you treat people, how people treat you, and the things you will tolerate and the things you will not tolerate. So, being as though my family is on their way back, I'm going to blow my nose finally, heat up my breakfast, and enjoy the rest of my day. And I appreciate all of you. I hope you got the book, How to Be a Feminine Woman, the blueprint. That is always in the links in the video. Our new book, Girl on Girl Wars, Jealousy Amongst Women. Please get that book, because while I talk about a lot of that here on the channel, I also go more into detail about classism, colorism, jealousy that men has toward women, spiritual jealousy, and jealousy within the church. These are things I talk about in the book. I talk about jealousy on your job, jealousy in families in detail. This is a quick read, but it's in depth. Get the book, How to Be a Feminine Woman, the blueprint, and Girl on Girl Wars, Jealousy and Envy Amongst Women. I go into detail about jealousy and envy on the job, jealousy and envy in family members, classism, how people, they class you, they rate you based on your economic class and why it doesn't matter, colorism. That's a topic that I have not touched on this channel, but I plan to get into, because while colorism, thank God, it's not the way it used to be, it's still very much real. And I know when I get into colorism, that's probably going to ruffle a little bit of feathers, but we need to talk about that. Because unfortunately, for some people, the darker your skin is, the more threatening you come off, and you're going to have to know how to maneuver. And even myself, I'm not dark skinned or light skinned. I'm right in the middle. But you know what? I'm going to get into that in another video. Because colorism, classism, those kind of things also contribute to jealousy and envy. So get that book, Jealousy, Girl on Girl Wars, Jealousy Amongst Women. I'm going to leave the link in the description. Get the book. It's not just for me about making sales. Absolutely, I want to make sales. But it's also because I know it's going to help and encourage a lot of women so that you don't continue to think you're losing your mind when you come across a lot of these different scenarios that I bring up. I also have another book, How to Detox. I can't find your book, How to Be a Feminine Woman. Please leave the link. I absolutely will, FM, I will. How to Detox from Toxic People. That's another book I have. Get that book. A lot of these resources I created, these were like passion projects for me. It was literally me just saying to myself the things I wish somebody would have said to me and told me about earlier on. Things that I went through and experienced and learned, and now I'm sharing it with you. In addition to wanting to make sales. I'm a business person. I'm not going to lie to you. I like money just like anybody else. But I will never push something at you that I don't think is actually valuable and that's going to help you. So those books will encourage you and help you, and they're going to help me. That's just Straight up honest. So get those books. There's a lot of valuable content in it. I appreciate you all. Happy New Year. Ease into this new year. You don't have to come straight out the gate, going to the gym, eating only vegetables. I'm still having my omelet with my coffee, got my onesie on. I'm going to probably have that on all day. And I'm going to do my daughter's hair later. And that's how I'm going to spend the rest of my January 1st, 2025. Until the next video, ladies, I appreciate you all. And if you watch this video until the very end, put the high heel emoji in the comment section. I absolutely love to see it. Take care. Happy New Year.